Hey everyone, welcome back and happy Sunday. Okay, guys, so I'm just excited that it's Sunday. I don't know. I feel like it's gonna be a good day. I feel like we got shit going on. I'm getting ready to move. I have my mouth guard in front of me, and I don't know why that bitch is right there, but you know what? It's okay. All right, guys, it is only 11:25 here in the morning, but we do have some Chrisley and also summer house drama that we're going to be going over. So I got to go this morning, and since we're waiting for Jason to come back, it's been a week, but I took my mother-in-law to the beach, and I had a ham and Swiss breakfast sandwich, and I'm like, I'm ready to take this on. So here we go. Smash that like button, show some love. Let's get right in.
Cause no one can do it like we do it, like we do it, like we do it. Cause no one can do it like we do it, like we do it, like we do it.
Okay, guys, so I think that it's only fitting that we start with the Chrisleys because that's kind of where my head's at right now. I don't know how much you guys have heard about this, but if you haven't, we have talked a little bit about it. And thank you to Reality Blurb, we're going to continue doing so. It's been a rough couple of years for the Chrisley family, as Chrisley Knows Best alums Todd Chrisley and Julie are currently serving time for fraud charges. However, Todd's daughter, Lindsay Chrisley, recently revealed on her podcast that she was not allowed to attend an April 19th hearing. And now Savannah Chrisley has issued a response and is letting the public know why she was barred from attending. Plus, Savannah revealed that the hearing was difficult for her brother Grayson. Okay, so of course, Lindsay has been estranged from some of her family for some years. In particular, she had a pretty contentious public relationship with Savannah in recent months. But it's now being reported that Savannah sent Lindsay a very direct message through her grandmother about not attending the hearing. Savannah shared on her Instagram story, I most certainly told her privately to not attend. I told her that she was not wanted, that my dad did not want her there, and that he didn't care to have a relationship with her. So Savannah continued with, so I said all of these things, and I'm more than happy that I said them. And it's my parents' appeal. They have a right to say who they want there and who they don't. She said that she had no plans to address the situation publicly, but felt the need to do so after Lindsay talked about it on her podcast, Southern Tea. And in the episode, Lindsay said that she understood why she was barred from attending. According to Lindsay, I was not in attendance. I know a lot of people were saying from the footage that they saw from the courthouse that they did not see me there, and that's because I was not there. I do feel that it was in the best interest for me and everyone else. My sister privately let the message get to us that she did not want us present at the hearing, and it was shared with me that if we were there, there would be issues and that we would be asked to leave. However, she does feel that Savannah is using control and manipulation over the family. She said, it very much alarms me, and I'm just going to leave it at that. But according to People magazine, Savannah recently shared on her Unlocked podcast that her brother Grayson had a panic attack after the recent hearing. She said, poor Gray, Grayson wanted to be there so badly, and I gave him the option of coming because I did not want to force something that maybe he wasn't ready for, and he insisted to be there. She said that he had a full-blown panic attack because of the PTSD revolving around being in the courtroom, and it's really, really tough. It's really tough for me. I actually I think that that's so sad. I couldn't even imagine. Literally, I could not imagine. I think that everybody always grows up with something, right? You see different things, whether it's with your family, your parents, if you're in the court system. Maybe you grew up and you had this cotton candy, cookie cutter, perfect life, and that's amazing too. But I think that when you're a kid and you see certain things, those things trigger you, they trigger memories, and you do develop some sort of post-traumatic stress disorder, and you do develop this anxiety or these different levels of anxiety where you're trying to figure out and how do I deal with this and why is this triggering me. But I think a lot it's still hard for an adult, but it's a lot easier for an adult to maybe comprehend these things and then still figure out how they're going to navigate them, as opposed to a kid that is most likely, and I understand he's going to be an adult soon, but as opposed to a kid who is more or less trying to understand both of those things. Why is it happening and how do I comprehend what is happening? Anyways, you guys are like, what the f- are you, Dr. Phil today? I am not Dr. Phil. much cuter. I'm just kidding. But no, I just wanted to share my little version of that. Now, with that, I want to move over to the Lindsay and Carl of it all because this shit ain't stopping either. Lindsay Hubbard reacted to Carl Radke's conversation with his stepdad, Lou, on Thursday night's Watch What Happens Live. After Lou was seen expressing concern to Carl about his relationship with Lindsay, who he was set to marry in a matter of months on Summer House, Lindsay revealed the impact that she felt it had on her future with Carl. She shared how she felt about his parents' trip to Mexico and more, and it probably had a lot to do with the end of our relationship because after that conversation, things started to shift. While Lindsay understood where Lou was coming from, saying he was giving advice based on this is his stepchild, she agreed that it was weird that Lou and Carl's mom, Sharon, went to Mexico for their canceled wedding. I think that's the one, it's one thing for friends to go, and I think it's another thing for parents. She's like, obviously, Gabby went, but her son wasn't about to get married there. It's kind of really close to home. I thought that was a little tasteless. But speaking of weddings, Lindsay and Carl recently attended the same one where Lindsay debuted a new man. I don't interact with Carl, so there was nothing there. But yeah, I brought a date and he's someone special. We're adults and these are some of our best friends that have been in our lives, both of us for a very long time. And like literally all of us were there. There's like a big group of people and it's not an intimate setting. It's like 170 people. But 8 months after her and Carl split, Lindsay couldn't say that she was relieved that her and Carl's wedding was called off. It would have been a really hard, long, tough road ahead in my future, but it's complicated. I spent an entire almost year planning a wedding and grinding and organizing so much for it. So it's a little frustrating, yeah. No, of course. Although Lindsay wouldn't cop to being relieved, her fellow guest Gabby said she was. We've talked about it extensively. That was never going to work. But I'm a very loyal, hardworking, I will try. I was in it. I was in love with this man. He was the love of my life. We were going to get married, my best friend for 8 years. You don't just throw it away at the flick of a hat. Now, looking back at the moments that followed their breakup, Lindsay admitted that she missed Carl at first. In the beginning, there were moments that I missed him as a friend. But after speaking with my therapist, she was like, he was not the person you thought he was. Now, during Thursday's episode of Summer House, Lindsay was seen mentioning the possibility of being a stay-at-home mom to Carl, but on Watch What Happens Live, she clarified she did not mean that in a permanent sense. At that point, I was trying and saying anything I could possibly say to light a fire. It had been 9 months to get him to do anything, to want to get a job that was actually reasonable, not in La La Land. There's no way I can possibly ever be a stay-at-home mom. I'm too much of a busybody, but there's maternity leave for a reason. And if I'm giving birth to probably a 10-foot baby, and then I have to spend a lot of time making sure that baby is well and healthy and I'm recovering, I deserve a little time to recover. If that doesn't motivate you to go out and want to get a job, I don't know what does. Now, when Lindsay was then asked if Lou had a point in not wanting to marry her and Carl, Lindsay shared mixed emotions, saying, I think he has a point if, like he said, he's a minister and he takes couples on couples counseling, but I didn't think that, I didn't talk to Lou at that point since the Christmas beforehand. So he had not spoken to me and he's only getting one side of the story. It's really hurtful. I've always been really close with Sharon and Carl's family since way before we ever started dating. Now, as for which conversation has been the most surprising, Lindsay admitted that there was a lot that she didn't know about at the moment. Carl was communicating with me, but he was communicating with everybody else about how he's feeling, especially with Kyle Cook, which I understand. But I go to Gabby a lot now with how I'm feeling. But I was also communicating with Carl about how I'm feeling. And honestly, he wasn't doing that with me. Later on the Watch What Happens Live after show, a fan questioned Lindsay about what she was going to do once her lease for her $13,000 per month apartment expired. And she said, I'm sure I'm going to answer that at the reunion. So you'll have to be watching the rest of the season. Also on the live broadcast, she denied pitting Danielle and Gabby against one another for Balloon Guy. I would never do that. And it didn't cross my mind in the moment that they also shared Gabby's ex without her knowing. That didn't cross my mind until she had mentioned it to me. And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm such an idiot. But no, I didn't pit them against each other. So boom. I want to hear what you guys think. So pop off in the comments section. If you're not subscribed, get subscribed. Don't forget to hit that notification bell. And happy Sunday. See you guys in a little bit. Love you.